29% habe ich schon abgeschlossen, habe ich gerade gesehen. So, wir waren... Mist. Haus. In der großen Straße gehen, okay. Nummer 22. Ja, jetzt schauen wir vor. Da.
This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken. This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken.
Oder was?
How do you do, mademoiselle? My name is Hercule Poirot.
I know you. You're that detective we hear all about.
I do not know if that is a compliment, but I will take it as one for now. You are Betty's sister, I believe?
Yes. My name is Megan.
Can we come in?
Please do.
Please, you. Kommen Sie doch rein.
My parents are at the police station. I doubt they'll be up to speaking to you later.
Do not worry, we will not bother them.
Did you know your sister's plans for yesterday evening?
No. I arrived by train this morning. My parents called me in a panic when they discovered that Betty had disappeared. She went out last night, but she didn't tell them where she was going.
What was your last conversation about?
Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother brought her a pair. The very day it happened. She was crying.
Anziehen, die liegt doch da am
And to think that Betty never even wore them. Poor Mummy.
Na, schauen wir uns erstmal die an.
What is she feeling at the moment?
Die Augen.
Betty's older sister is not just sad, she's angry. The Barnard appear to make music a priority in their budget. Their home is modest, but the Barnards are definitely music lovers. It would not be polite to visit the house with... Megan invited me to examine her sister's bedroom. I should take advantage of the opportunity. This gramophone is magnificent. It is a one-off, without a doubt. Family photos and files.
Okay, da sagt er, sie hat mich schon aufgefordert. Beim anderen sagt er, ich darf nicht. Interessant. Kurz rein ins Spiel gucken. 3 Ego-Punkte abholen.
Did Betty go out often?
My sister wasn't a child, sir. She used to go out. She enjoyed films, dancing. She was a very good girl who didn't hang around with men. That's what they always say, no?
I am not interested in what people say. I am interested in the truth, Mademoiselle Barnard. If you only knew how much I would like to talk with someone who does not know that your sister is dead and who could provide me with a true portrait of her beyond the formalities.
The truth is that my sister was a silly little fool. I tried to reason with her, but she behaved like an idiot.
In what way?
She used to say that if she was going to marry Don, she might as well have some fun now.
I understand. Please continue.
Oh, excuse me, I have to answer that.
But of course.
Betty's room is opposite the stairs on the first floor. Feel free to take a look if you think it might be useful.
This young woman is far too clever not to have anything else for us.
Do you think she's hiding something?
That is what I'm trying to find out.
Surely you don't think she did it?
I did not say anything of the sort. But young women always ruin your judgment, Hastings. Who knows, maybe Megan was jealous of her attractive young sister.
Was hat die denn
I
mit dem
see.
ABC zu tun?
She may have had her sights on the inheritance. Or maybe she was in love with Donald Fraser.
We have to study all scenarios, even the most unlikely. But I doubt that Mr. and Mrs. Barnard are rich enough to justify murder. While I try and get Miss Barnard to talk, I would like you to try and find Donald Fraser. It should be easy to find the estate agents where he works. Bring him to the Ginger Cat. I would like to talk with him before the Chief Inspector finds him.
Schade, ich kann da nicht lauschen.
It is now the right time.
Ach, das ist hier nach außen gehen. Ich dachte, das ist den Tisch untersuchen. Deshalb hat er auch vom Zimmer durchstöbern geredet. Und nein, der scheiß Spiegel.
It looks like Betty was also a music lover, the same as her family. Without a doubt, Betty used to sing. A box of new stockings. It looks like Betty has a very busy life. Betty liked luxury and going out, and being as pretty as she was, she probably did not have any problem getting herself invited. Looking at all the clothes she took out, Betty must have had a problem deciding what to wear. Maybe she had a date?
Ein Schäferstündchen.
Something on this clock bothers me. This metal disc is stuck. There, that's better. This metal disc is...
Das ist besser.
Strange. A sheet of paper is blocked in the clock. This decoration appears to be firmly fastened.
Hä?
This decoration appears to be firmly fastened. This decoration appears to be firmly fastened. Could the screw be slightly loose? This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it. This wooden panel is blocked. Strange. What a strange mechanism. I don't think it serves to turn the hands. The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels.
Hä?
The cogs are blocked. The cogs are blocked by. The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels. This metal disc is stuck.
Da sieht man wieder gar nichts. Ein Dings ist da rausgeschossen gekommen. Muss da irgendwas weiterbringen.
This decoration appears to. This wooden panel is.
Ja, nicht weiter drehen, ne?
The cogs are blocked by. The cogs are blocked.
Was heißt denn hier dieses
The
Game?
cogs are blocked by these wooden panels.
Holzplättchen, die hier oder was? Oder das, man sieht nicht, was hier was blockiert.
The cogs are blocked.
Das ist so komisch schwarz. Wie soll ich denn das jetzt hier rausfinden? Mal zurück. Da.
A record sleeve with an handwritten title. Betty must have recorded the demo. I'd be interested to hear it. This small key should be useful to me. I've finished with this subject. I've finished. Medicine to prevent voice loss. Did Betty have problems with her voice?
Schlüssel. Aber absolut kein Hinweis, wie man diese Scheiße hier macht.
Something on this clock bothers me. This wooden panel is blocked. There, that's better. This decoration appears...
Ha.
Good. It should be possible to open the wooden panel.
Also einfach nur zweimal die Sachen angucken.
Look, a key.
Okay.
This could be useful.
So, und jetzt kann ich vielleicht da dran gehen.
What a strange mix. The central cock is blocked.
Da, guck mal.
This code probably has something to do with the mechanism above the clock.
3, 1, 2, 2. Drei, eins, zwei, zwei. So. Jetzt.
The central cock is... I definitely need an object.
Ein anderer.
I definitely need an object.
Ich brauche einen anderen Schlüssel.
I definitely... Strange. A sheet of paper. This decoration appears to... This decoration appears to be firmly fastened. I definitely need... This wooden panel is blocked. Strange.
Ja, hinter der Uhr eingeklemmt.
A new lock has appeared. What does... A new lock has appeared.
Hä?
A new lock has appeared. What does it open?
Neues Schloss. ein neues Schloss. Was ist das? Nichts. Sollte da jetzt ein Schloss aufgehen und ich kann den Schlüssel reinstecken oder was?
This metal disc is stuck. This metal disc is stuck. A new lock has appeared. What does it open?
Und da ist ein Schloss, ja. Er ist schon einen Schritt weiter, glaube ich.
I definitely need an object to make these cogs turn.
Ja, ich dachte,
I definitely...
du kannst ihn nochmal verstellen. Verstehe es gar nicht. Das ist die Uhr.
This wooden panel is blocked.
Ich kann da nichts mehr machen.
This decoration appears... This decoration appears to be firmly fastened.
Firmly fastened. Das heißt, ich nutze mal jetzt hier so ein... Kann man jetzt gar nicht. Kann gar keinen Indiz benutzen. Ja, doch. Blockiert und öffnet sie das Menü Pause und wählen Sie das Symbol eine. Pyro führt eine Aktion durch, um sie auf eine weiterführende Spur. Ich bin mal gespannt.
Ah, something clicked on the front of the clock.
Ich bin so dumm.
This could be useful.
Oh Gott.
Betty, I enjoyed a wonderful evening in your company, and I hope that we will see each other again very soon. D. My dearest Betty, I know that your art is already spoken for, but you are the most beautiful dancer I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and I am impatient to see you again. Adrian.
So, es gibt immer noch was zu tun hier.
Without a doubt, Betty used to sing. It is now the right time. Let us see. What is this cupboard hiding?
Was ist das? Zwei, 1 plus 1 plus 1, 1,5, ein Viertel, ein Achtel. So, dann
This looks like solfège.
Ba, ba, ba.
There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
Okay, was war das? Das war ein Drittel. Wie kannst du das aus dieses Zeichen? Okay, das ist 1. Ja, können wir einen davon machen und 2 davon. Einen mit einem.
There is bound to be a clue.
Ein mit 1 und 2 mit 2.
I heard the sound of a mechanism being triggered.
Oh, ich hab's auch gehört. Oh, Poirot, Poirot, Poirot. Das war nicht das Richtige. Ach, da. Das sind Hexadezimal. Schlimmer noch. Steht da was drauf? 7,8T. Dann machen wir doch 7. Oh Gott. Also bis man eine Platte anhören kann, dauert es ja
I
ewig.
just have to put the record on the gramophone and start it.
Ah, da haben wir Glück.
That doesn't work.
Ja, ich wollte einfach dahin zoomen. Kann ich denn die Kurbel einsetzen?
It looks like something goes in here.
Oh, Donald! We're in the middle of recording.
Sorry, Betty, but it's not wise. The doctor said you should rest your voice.
You're such a killjoy sometimes.
Betty was such a good singer.
It's true. Did she have any problem with her throat?
Yes, she had to be careful with her voice. Of course she didn't follow the doctor's advice. If Don didn't insist, she... Well, it's too late for all that now.
So. Was muss ich jetzt hier noch machen? Nochmal mit ihr reden, ne?
It looks like this woman is single, but she has feelings for someone.
Donald. Betty und Donald.
She is looking so intensely at this photo.
Ja!
But is it really a sister that she's studying in this manner? They made the perfect couple, am I correct?
Yes, in a way. She was pretty and he...
Well?
He's a bright man, with a promising career ahead of him. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. Oh, a true gentleman.
I hear a note of envy in your voice.
You must have heard wrong.
You must have heard wrong. Donald und Betty fragen, ob Donald eifersüchtig war. Eifersüchtig? So.
You have not mentioned Donald's jealousy.
There's nothing to say.
I am not your enemy, Mademoiselle Bernard.
And you are not my friend either, Mr. Poirot, sir.
Yes, but your lies are not helping Mr. Fraser. Or you, for that matter. I know that Fraser was jealous, but I wonder why you feel the need to protect him.
Protect him? I hope you're not suggesting...
That you are Fraser's accomplice? There is nothing to suggest that, at least not yet. It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, the murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot. Don is a quiet and sensitive young man. Slightly reserved, too. And as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago. But they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man. It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day,
Baby will
Well,
be old.
he'd commit murder.
Also auch er hat der Frau den Tod angekündigt, genau wie der andere. Donald und Betty, so heißen ja auch die zwei bei Madman, ne? Wirklich hätte umbringen können, fragen, ob sie fürchtet, dass Donald verdächtig ist.
Do you think that is what happened?
No, Mr. Poirot, I don't believe that. You yourself said he may be a recidivist madman. Don loved Betty with all his heart. I can't imagine for one instant that he would hurt her.
Very good, Mademoiselle Barnard. Thank you for your help.
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien, Hastings. Let's see him now. Au revoir, mademoiselle. My deepest condolences to your parents.
Of course, Mr. Poirot. And don't be too hard on Don. He's more fragile than he looks.
If you say so. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Oh, ich wollte doch schnell zu Don. Ja, die zwei haben sich ja um... das Aufwärtsspuren im Hals, Betty hat da bitte. Betty hat an diesem Abend wahrscheinlich eine Verabredung mit jemandem. Betty ging neben Donald mit anderen Männern aus. Betty hat Donald angelogen, weil sie eine Frau mit einem anderen Mann hatte. Betty verführt, bevor sie am Strand...
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Was versteckt sie hinter Megan Barnards Verhalten? Das Opfer war eine hübsche Frau. Ich glaube ja nicht. Megan verehrt ihre Schwester. Eine Schwäche. Was hatte Megan Banner ein Motiv, um ihre Schwester zu ermorden? Naja.
You've seen Fraser, Hastings. What is your feeling?
He's a big chap. Fragile isn't exactly the word that springs to mind. I talked to his landlady before seeing him. She went to bed at 11. Fraser wasn't home yet.
Die letzten Worte bleiben unausgesprochen. Ich hole auf.
How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
You're Hercule Poirot.
Und hier nicht
Mr. Hastings said you wanted to speak to me.
Yes. I know that it may not be the right time, but I would like to ask you a few questions.
Doch.
This man looks suspicious. Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking White Horse.
Leave me alone. Tell me that it's a mistake. That Betty isn't dead.
Sadly, your lady friend has been murdered, Mr. Fraser.
Oh, Betty, if only you'd listened.
If she had listened to you, she would still be alive. Should I take that to be a confession?
With that sort of thinking, you must send a lot of innocent men to prison. Under different circumstances, I might even find you amusing, sir.
It's no time for amusement, Mr. Fraser. It is time to find your fiance's killer. Did you know what her plans were for the evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
Yet, Megan only returned to Bexhill this morning, Mr. Fraser.
I didn't know.
Right. May I ask you what you were doing yesterday evening?
I spent the evening working.
Your colleagues can confirm this?
No, I often take work home with me.
Therefore, you have no alibi, Mr. Fraser?
That's right. But that doesn't make me a murderer, Mr. Poirot. I would like you to leave now, please.
Ah, I knew I'd find you here, Poirot. I thought the victim's young man was here.
Yes, he's all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Hatte Donald ein Motiv für den Mord an Betty? Donald, Betty ging häufig aus. Es sieht wieder nicht auf was hinaus wollen. Betty ging häufig aus. Donald hatte ein Motiv, um Betty zu morden. Eifersucht. Donald ein Alibi. Nö. An Strand sein und Betty ermorden können. Donald ein Motiv für alle Morde. Nö. An den Tatort zurückkehren.
Fraser doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Japp to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars. Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Let us try and imagine the scene.
Ah, die Conclusion. Rekonstruktion.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5.
Ändern Betty? Wie ändern Betty?
Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6. Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a code.
So geil, den Code für die Hütte da drauf zu schreiben. Gürtel ausziehen.
They keep walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Weil es sich trotzdem gewehrt hat. Also eigentlich müssen da wirklich Spuren sein, oder? Kampf irgendwie. Ja, vielleicht im Sand sieht man es wahrscheinlich nicht so. Ein bisschen mehr Wühlspuren oder so.
Without the ABC, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by timing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous of him.
Generous? The murderer seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Indeed, the young woman was certainly careless, but not stupid enough to follow a stranger.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
Auf nach London. Plus 15 Ego-Punkte. Okay.
Jap has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling. Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC. Good hunting. Did you hear that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard. No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately.
Ich dachte, ich kann da nochmal nachlesen.
Hastings' photo album. He is very proud of his bag. Bexhill-on-Sea, Sussex, population 24,703. Daily Flicker, July 30, 1935. ABC affair, no progress. The alphabet murderer is still on the run. Ever since the police found the connection between the Bexhill and Andover affairs, the inquiry has barely progressed. In this issue, we are publishing provocative letters sent by the killer to Hercule Poirot. Unfortunately, they have not yet helped to find him. Daily Flicker, July the 26th, 1935. The Bexhill Horror. Young man strangled on the beach. Killer struck at midnight. It is not a good.
It's not a good. It's not a good. Okay. Dann it's not a good.
Miss Hastings tore the envelope.
White House Mansions. Vorher war's. No, not White House Mansion and White House Court. Try White House Mansions. Hä? Whitehaven. Ah. Not known at White Horse Mansion and White Horse Court. Try Whitehaven Mansion.
Poor Mr. Poirot. Not so good at this little criminal matter.
Okay, der hat...
It is not the right time.
Was sind die Briefe?
I lock my revolver in this drawer. I've not used it in a very long time. Ah, some cool hair. It is not a good...
Was sind denn die? Verstehe ich nicht. Ich soll die Briefe vergleichen.
Pour Mr. Poirot.
Brief B von ABC. Nee. Das ist Brief C. Hä? Die sind doch da in der Zeitung abgedruckt, oder nicht? Mit dem ABC-Buch? Scotland Yard anrufen, den Brief mit. Soll ich da anrufen? Soll er gar nicht hin. Wo ist denn ein Telefon? Ich hab kein Telefon. Am Schreibtisch wahrscheinlich, ne? Da. Sieht man aber auch sehr schlecht.
Hello, chap. We received a new letter from ABC in the 10 o'clock post.
Where and when?
In Cheston. Today.
Today? I'll inform the population immediately.
I'll check the train times. Call me back. It is not a good time.
Oh, nee. Ich den gleichen Scheiß nochmal machen, oder was? Wo sind diese Briefe denn? Vergleichen. Vergleich doch mal. Ja, hier. Die mir jetzt nicht auf den Boden werfen müssen. Ja, los. Untersucht nicht. Ach, das ist ja wohl... Also...
Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack suitcases.
Heavens, we must hurry. We have to get to Churston before the murder.
Hastings, order and method are always necessary, regardless of the circumstances.
Okay. I'll let you pack them.
Ich überlasse es Ihnen. Ist das jetzt ein Minigame?
All the same, it really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess. Voila. It only took a minute.
Poirot, you were right. I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning. After the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's not what he usually does. Did he do it on purpose?
Very good question, Hastings. We should also compare the letter we have just received with the other two. Although I have very little doubt about what we will find.
Schneeflocke. Hast eine Errungenschaft. So, ja, dann jetzt hier Schreibtisch oder was? Ja.
Right. Let us compare this new letter with the second one.
Die ich halt auch direkt machen kann. So, dann die...
Let us examine this more closely.
Das...
Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects. Yes, this... Right. Let... Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory. Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. Right, let us compare the... That's right. The A characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar...
Es halt die gleichen Buchstaben einfach nochmal.
The W.
Ja, das W ist immer noch nicht perfekt gedruckt.
Right.
Und
Let us compare.
das W ist immer noch nicht perfekt gedruckt.
Of course, the W characters in the two letters do
Also.
indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter.
Sehr gut, sehr gut.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Oh Gott. Was kommt nun? Warum kommt die Benachrichtigung so spät? Ja, hat Angst langsam, ne? Fehlerhaften Adresse.
The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago. However, our man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay. All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
Come on, Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard. Poirot, the telephone. It must be Jap.
Must be Jap. So, jetzt gehen wir mal schnell ins Telefon.
I have some news from Churchton. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Keine Frau.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train.
Also 2, die Halsleiden hatten und einen, der für Spezialist war. Interessant. Interessant.
The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him. Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
You go, my friends. I will come soon. This place is very calming. The site is exceptional. It is easy to imagine that Sir Carmichael used to enjoy stopping here every evening. The body is just in front of a bush. One of the only bushes in the surrounding area.
Nicht da versteckt.
The vegetation behind the bush has been trampled.
Hat sich da versteckt.
The body is just in front of a bush. Jab has emptied the victim's pockets and has laid out their contents on this piece of wax cloth. It is pointless. A signet ring, very probably with the Clark family's coat of arms. An oriental dragon. It's an old piece, much older than the pocket watch on which it was fastened.
Muss man die Sachen immer umdrehen. Er hatte Geld und ein Passport. Hä?
Nothing appears to be missing from this wallet.
Darauf wollte ich hinaus. Nur von 6. Oh, schade. 0 von 4 nur.
An ABC guide. The murderer's customary signature, covered in blood this time.
Charge.
Sir Carmichael's throat was cut. It's a clean incision, a professional murder.
Ich kenne die sich
Apart from the wound to the throat,
Arzt.
the body is untouched. No cuts, no bruises. The gravel on the path has been sprayed with blood that covers a conical-shaped area which starts at the body and becomes wider as it moves further from the bush. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Brain cells. Brain cells. Er hatte eine Lösung in den Blutbeschmutzbereich vom Strahl entfernt. Die Leiche war noch warm. Zack, zack, zack.
Sir Carmichael had his back to the bush when the killer cut the throat from behind. A fatal blow that sprayed blood over a range of more than 1 meter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Nochmal. Hat Sir Michael seinen Mörder gesehen? Nein. Nein. Nein.
Have you finished, Poirot?
Chief Inspector, many questions remain unanswered, but I am certain of one thing.
Opportunist.
The killer has prepared his crime very carefully.
Quite right. He must have known Sir Carmichael's movements well to plan such an attack.
The murderer struck with terrible savagery.
Yes, blood flowed. It's the first time he's attacked a man. He armed himself accordingly.
Have you spoken to the victim's family, Chief Inspector?
I've spoken to the brother, Franklin Clark. I didn't get much out of him. He's yours. I must get the body removed.
Was soll ich machen? Den Bruder des Opfers befragen.
To be honest, this inspector seems rather obtuse. I'm counting on your friend Poirot to catch my brother's murderer. Ah, here he is now. Please, Mr. Poirot. Mr. Poirot, this is my brother's secretary, Miss Thora Gray.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Poirot. Would you like some tea?
No, thank you, mademoiselle. I find it hard to digest.
Ich vertrage keinen Tee. Was ist das denn für einer? Vertreten keinen Tee.
There is something elegant about her.
Sie guckt nervös weg. Guckt auf das Make-up.
She has good taste, except perhaps in her choice of jewelry.
Gleiche Drache.
Please excuse me, I have to take care of Lady Clark.
It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to question him. It is not the right time.
My brother's wife is gravely ill. You will probably want to question her, but I fear that it won't be possible today.
Lady Clark im Sprechen zu hindern.
I insist, Mr. Clark. Please allow me to remind you that this is a murder inquiry.
Unfortunately, she is much too ill. She doesn't even know her husband is dead. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid it's out of the question.
Of course, I understand. Someone set a trap for your brother. Who was familiar with his habits?
Everybody knew he took his evening walk at 8:30, and that he always followed the same path.
Ob die Nacht dunkel war.
Was it your favorite novel?
The Railway Children by Edith Nesbit. I know it's a children's book, but it's enthralling.
So it was you who found the body.
Yes, along with the gardener.
Have you seen any strangers around the house recently?
No. As far as I know, nobody has been near the house. Oh, Lady Clark must have fallen from her chair. I have to help Miss Grey get her up.
Hastings, while our host is gone, let's examine the drawing room.
But, Poirot, a gentleman shouldn't...
I take full responsibility. All you have to do is to leave the drawing room door ajar and let me know if anyone is coming. Comside's private collection, purchases since 1920. The catalogue for Sir Carmichael Clark's collection. A tiger. It is an emperor. His place at the center of the table is probably symbolic. A turtle. Dragon, dragon, dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his A dragon. A crane? Compass, point to the south. Bronze and magnetite, Han Dynasty, circa 210 BC, purchased in Hong Kong 1935.
Alte Stücke hier.
There are some very valuable objects here. I'm not going to leave now.
Was? Ach, die Tür.
Traditional Chinese map. Facsimile. South is on the top of the map. Sir Carmichael's collection could rival that of a major museum. It's locked.
Wo ist der Schlüssel?
The cardinal points. This book could maybe help me. Each cardinal point is associated with one animal and one color. In the middle sits the imperial dragon, and out of respect, all the others are turned towards him. Each cardinal point is
Okay. Rot, schwarz. Rot, schwarz, blaues.
turtle, the dragon, the crane, and the tiger. I think I've already seen this motif somewhere.
Ja. Okay, zugewandt. Kann ich denn das? Okay, okay, das machen wir danach. Rot muss ja oben hin und schwarz unten. Rot. Rot. Schwarz. Blau, so die anderen stimmen dann natürlich auch. Das stimmt noch nicht. Hier stimmt das noch nicht. Müsste doch so sein, oder nicht?
The position of each motif is correct, but they are not turned the same way as on the table. I think I heard a bang. Could it be this cupboard?
Huh?
This is interesting. These daggers are only ceremonial weapons. I do not think that the crime weapon is here. Ernest Logan, MD, Brighton Cancer Institute, 201 Dusk Road, Brighton, Sussex. To Sir Carmichael Clark, MD, Comsite Churstone, Devon. Brighton, 1935, January the 5th. As a man of science, I owe it to you to be completely frank. Lady Clark, your wife is suffering from a generalized terminal cancer. I confess I didn't suspect anything like that during the first exams. But with the test results I have received today, there is unfortunately no place for doubt. I estimate that Lady Clark's life expectancy is no more than 1 year. Hospitalization would not help in her case, so I advise you to keep her at home and provide her with as much morphine as required to ease her last moments. Yours sincerely, Ernest Logan.
Ernest Logan.
Here's Miss Grey.
Ist halt jetzt der Schrank auf, aber...
Sorry to keep you waiting. Lady Clark's condition requires regular care. I believe you want to ask me a few questions.
Indeed, mademoiselle. This porcelain is remarkable. Is it old?
It's about 3 centuries old, I believe. Wait, let me find the reference.
She appears to be very flustered. She's unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed. I think that this young woman has just been kissed.
Here? Teapot with black dragon, Gangxi period, end of the 17th century. It is a rare piece with unusual colors.
You have a good knowledge of art history.
Acquired while working with Sir Carmichael. I used to help him manage his collection and choose his new acquisitions.
And sometimes he used to give you a piece as a gift. Is that right?
Gift? What do you mean?
I am referring to your brooch.
This old brooch?
Mademoiselle, you know perfectly well. I am talking about the magnificent brooch you were wearing earlier.
Yes, you're right. Sir Carmichael did give it to me. He valued my work. How could I refuse? He would have been offended.
You took it off because of Lady Clark, am I right?
Indeed. Lady Clark does not like this jewel. Why upset someone who is so gravely ill?
I don't know, it's ja doch Lady Clark, muss nicht fragen, was sie...
I see. Maybe Lady Clark is a little jealous.
Mr. Poirot, do not be mistaken. There was nothing going on between Sir Carmichael Clark and myself. It's just... how should I say? Well, Lady Clark is very suspicious. Insanely suspicious. Wearing this old brooch in front of her would have caused her unnecessary suffering. Don't you think?
I am not blaming you, mademoiselle. Have you seen any strangers hanging around in the past few days?
No. Nobody has been near Comside.
Oder so eine Tatsachenfrage.
What were you doing yesterday evening at the time of the murder?
I was sleeping. I was woken by the telephone at 11. I heard Franklin Clark speaking with the gardener. They left with some lanterns and they found the body.
Sie überfallen nach den Gründen ihrer Anhänge gegen Franklin und fragen, ob sie eine Beziehung mit Franklin hat.
Am I right thinking that something is going on between you and Franklin?
How dare you ask me such a question?
And you? How do you dare kiss your good friend in the house of a dead man?
Mr. Poirot, you are behaving despicably.
Miss Grey, if I may be so bold, please do not take offence. My friend has rather unusual methods, but all he wants is to find the murderer.
Yes, I understand. I must rest. Please excuse me.
Earlier, you asked me to watch the living room door for you. I don't wish to be indiscreet, but sometimes a gentleman stumbles upon a secret without intending to.
That is sometimes the case.
And I saw Franklin Clark kissing Miss Grey at the foot of the stairs.
Do you think this is a common occurrence?
No, I saw emotion, intensity. I think it was their first kiss.
Well done, mon ami. Well spotted.
However, I don't think I completely understand this business. Why did Sir Carmichael not defend himself? He appeared to have been active and strong.
The murderer did not give him a chance. Let us try and reconstruct the scene.
Oh, das war's schon. Konnte ich ihn nicht analysieren.
Sir Clark is taking his customary walk. Our killer is hiding behind a bush. The old man walks quietly along the gravel path.
Bewundern. So, er
Then he
bewundert.
turns towards the sea to gaze at it.
Oh, wie lange da der wenn ich von links angreife, ist halt die Frage, wie das gemeint ist. Wenn ich von links angreife, zieht er ihn eigentlich rechts. Aber ich kann rechts angreifen, ne? Wobei er fällt ja nach. Keine Ahnung.
The killer leaves his hiding place on the right-hand side. He approaches silently over the grass. Then he throws himself on his prey and cuts the poor man's throat. He then lays down the ABC before leaving.
Offen. Das ist falsch.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Oh, schwierig.
Oh, just a minute. I'm getting dressed.
Alexander Bonaparte Cast. Mhm. Da auch Medizinfläschchen stehen.
Mr. Kirst, have you recently returned from Churston?
Yes. Indeed I have.
Have you seen the papers? And to think that you might have rubbed shoulders with the killer. Imagine that. Mr. Kirst, are you all right? You don't seem well.
My apologies. My throat is burning and my head feels heavy. It's ever since the war, you know. Since my injury, my head has never been the same.
Poirot, it's a pleasure to be with you again after all these years. I looked for a gift to thank you, and I found this propelling pencil.
An authentic collector's item. You spoil me, mon ami.
And you more so by sharing investigations.
Do not underestimate the help you are to me, Hastings. Intellect is not everything. There is also goodwill, and you are not short of that. Later, I will ask you to help me tidy up the room and bring some chairs. Our guest will be here soon.
Ah, is Thora Grey coming?
Naturally. She is a fascinating young woman, n'est-ce pas?
Oh, come on, Poirot. I'm a married man. And Miss Grey has already been courted by Franklin Clark. Poirot, our guests will be here soon. We must prepare ourselves.
I should take advantage of the silence to examine them.
Sie haben einen veränderbaren Gegenstand. Wählen Sie dafür den Gegenstand im Inventar aus und klicken Sie auf das Symbol. Es ist nur dann zugänglich, wenn eine Veränderung möglich ist. Ha. Bin ich denn überhaupt? So. Ich dachte, das ist ein Druckbleistift. Verstehe ich nicht. Was muss ich machen?
I ought to concentrate on my guests.
Ah, da
Franklin
geht's.
Clark always seems at ease, regardless of where he is. Something that's unique to people who travel.
Hier hat's aber nicht geklappt. Ah, jetzt.
Sometimes I love a brunette, sometimes I love a blonde. That's what the song says. The song says, sometimes I love a blonde who comes from Eden by way of Sweden. But I am not sure that this blonde is an angel. Donald is always on edge.
Hä?
Leave me alone.
Donald Fraser is very nervous at the moment, even if he's trying hard to control himself. She appears to have taken more care with her appearance than the last time. She's looking at Mr. Fraser out of the corner of her eye. Did she make herself beautiful for him?
Sieht sehr hübsch aus. Uah. Viel zu viel Make-up.
I wish to thank you all for coming. I wanted to bring everyone close to the victims here in order to unmask the murderer.
Get to the point, Mr. Poirot. What do you want from us?
Megan, dear girl, please be patient.
Mr. Poirot, how dare you address me by my first name?
Please excuse me, mademoiselle. What I ask is that you search your memories. The murderer must have left some trace.
Yes, he must have prepared his crimes very carefully.
Tout à fait. He did not get to Bexhill at midnight in order to strangle a young girl whose name by chance starts with P.
Must we go into that?
No, of course. Not if it makes you uncomfortable.
Come on, Mr. Poirot. I imagine we all feel terribly uncomfortable about these murders.
It's true. We've to catch the killer, not be spared the gory details.
Mr. Fraser, please get a grip on yourself.
Well, I want to help you, but I don't remember anything else. Nothing I haven't already said.
And you, Mademoiselle Barnard? Did your sister say if she was seeing another man?
She never would have told me.
Why would she hide the fact from you?
Betty knew I didn't approve of her behavior. Her flirting was spoiling any chance she might have had.
Tell me, mademoiselle, what did you talk about with your sister?
Silly things. Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother bought her a brand new pair. The day it happened, she was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Poor Mummy.
Your sister used to sing, I believe. Did she ever perform in public?
She dreamt about it, but she had a very bad cough. It troubled her greatly. She had to cancel auditions and miss lots of opportunities. A pity.
Yes, she sang well, but that doesn't tell us much about the murderer.
Qui sait? In any case, we now have enough information to draw up a relatively precise psychological profile. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Ist der Mörder clever? Tode vorbei. Gut, wie jemand der Mörderzüge. In der Tat kommen wir auf den Mord zurück. Na gut, das passt besser. Ist der Mörder ein Verführer? Ja, Machtzüge, ja. Kalt. Großzügig. Ja, sehr großzügig.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we can now surmise without too much risk of error that our adversary is calculative, sure of himself, a seducer, of outstanding intelligence, that he has plenty of self-control, and that he likes railways. It's a good start. Other meetings may be necessary. I hope that you will be able to come back again.
Well, it's just that...
Dass ihr Geld für den Zug fehlt.
Is something bothering you, Mary?
Well, Mr. Poirot, you see, I don't know if I can come to London just like that.
It's normal that people helping with this inquiry should be reimbursed. Starting with you, Miss Trower. Please allow me to pay for your train tickets.
Oh, sir, I cannot accept.
But you must. Mademoiselle, I may not be rich, but my brother left a fortune which will be mine.
Mr. Clark, that's very generous of you.
Well, someone has to foot the bill. Mr. Poirot, would it be possible for you to come back to Devon? Lady Clark has expressed a wish to see you. We'll adjust her medicine so she'll not be too drowsy.
But of course, I shall come the day after tomorrow if it is convenient. Thank you all for coming. We will meet again soon.
Kann ich nochmal zurück?
The meeting was most fruitful.
Really?
Hastings, I believe now we have everything we need to find a common point between the victims. Now it is time for us to use our grey matter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Was haben die Opfer gemeinsam? Alle Opfer hatten Halsbeschwerden.
The first two victims suffered from bad throat, and that was precisely the specialty of the third victim, Dr. Clark.
We have a lead.
It would pay to take a closer look at the medical records of Dr. Clark's patients.
We'll do so during our next visit to Churston.
I will do it myself, mon ami. You must remain in London just in case ABC sends us another letter.
Very well, as you wish. Thank you for coming, Mr. Poirot. Lady Clark is waiting for you in her bedroom on the first floor. Please excuse me, I cannot stay for the interview. I've to take Miss Grey to the station to see our lawyer in Torquay.
Are you leaving Churston for good?
Miss Grey very kindly stayed with me to settle my brother's affairs. But naturally, she prefers to find a position in London.
Ah, très bien.
I'll be absent all morning, Mr. Poirot, but the nurse is coming soon. She's to ensure that the dose of medicine doesn't make our patient drowsy.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Have a nice trip, mademoiselle.
Auf Wiedersehen. Es ist noch Nacht. Es ist schon Nacht, was?
It would be rude to make Lady Clark wait any longer.
Ob er in den Spiegel gucken geht.
It is now the right time.
Okay, ich kann ja nichts machen.
April 1925, Aceh Province, Sumatra. April.
Zahn fehlt. Hä? Vielleicht weil es dunkel ist oder was? Keine Ahnung. Lächerlich. Da geht's ja richtig gut.
This poor woman is very ill.
Shaky hands. Shaky hands.
This woman is suffering. She is in no state to have a conversation.
Zum
It
Thema
would be
abwarten
rude to
lassen.
make Lady Clark wait any longer.
Hä?
Mr. Poirot?
My respects, madame.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. Have you seen the nurse? She should have been here by now. Oh, I'm sorry.
The telephone in the hall is ringing. Lady Clark is in pain. I have to give her an injection of morphine to ease her suffering. It's closed. Lady Clark is...
Ich.
Lady Clark is in pain.
Ich muss erstmal ins Telefon gehen, glaube ich, will er mir damit sagen.
The telephone is ringing.
Ja, wo klingelt das denn? Da. Das klingt wie
The
links.
Clark residence. Detective Hercule Poirot speaking.
How do you do, Mr. Poirot? I'm Lady Clark's nurse. I wanted to let you know that I won't be able to come for her injection today. Might Miss Grey be able to do it?
She has just left, but I will take care of it.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. You'll find the skeleton key to open the medicine cabinet hidden in the lion trophy.
You can count on me. Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Oh, thank you kindly. Goodbye, Mr. Poirot.
Okay, ich kann nicht kommen. Ja. Wow.
It is now the...
Okay.
Ah, Mr. Poirot. Oh, I feel better now. Thank you for your help.
Madame, you are tired, so I will get straight to the point. What can you tell me about this business?
What business, Mr. Poirot?
No doubt. You wish to talk to me about what happened to your husband?
Ah, yes. Oh, poor Carmichael. Has the madman who killed him been caught?
Not yet, chère madame. There was a great many people in Cheston on the day of the murder.
Indeed. People go straight to the beach. They don't come near Coomside.
So, there were no strangers around the house that day?
Who said that?
The people who live here. Your brother-in-law, Miss Grey.
Miss Grey? Oh, I don't like her. Franklin wanted her to stay, but I insisted she should go. Immediately.
You are entitled to do so, naturally.
I'm pleased that you approve. The others have been taken in by her. But at least you can see through that self-pity act. See what she's up to. Oh.
Gute Nacht.
She is sleeping. I must find a way to wake her up gently. This subject would probably be useful to me. This subject would probably be useful to me. The mechanism appears to be broken. The mechanism appears to be broken.
Ja, gut.
This part appears to be working. This is where the comms go.
Ich
This
sehe
is where the
nichts.
comms.
Scheiße. Ah, ein Spiegel ist es, okay.
This is where the comms go.
Die käme ja dann Haushalt da rein.
The mechanism appears to be broken.
Oh Gott, das ist schrecklich.
This spring appears to be... I hope that Hastings will not be cross with me. Does not make any sound.
Ich sehe nichts.
Does not make any sound.
Ja, warum?
This part appears to be working.
Alter, ich muss hier nochmal raus. Das ist ja schrecklich.
This couple appears to be having fun. Lady Clark and Sir Carmichael were very happy, but they did not have any children.
Jo, was schön Tragisches. Ich weiß ja nicht, gibt es noch einen goldenen Kamm? Bronze, Silber und Gold? Habe ich nie gewollt. Hier runter.
I must find a way to...
Aber hier kann ich nichts machen, oder was?
It is not the right... I must find... I must find... I must find...
Ja, also hier ist es nicht, oder was? Ja, dann... Gehen wir wieder hoch. Vielleicht habe ich die Kämme in der falschen Reihenfolge eingesetzt. Okay, von da hinten geht's am besten. Tschuk. Aha.
This spring...
So, zack. Sehe ich das auch.
I hope that Hastings will not be cross with...
Zwei,
This
drei.
part appears to... This part appears to be... This part appears to be working.
Fehlt mir einfach noch ein Kamm, ne?
Does not make any sound. The bronze comb is preventing me from positioning this one. This part appears to be...
Okay, da fehlt wohl was. Weiß ich nicht.
I've finished with this. I've finished.
So,
She's sleeping.
zieh noch hier was.
I must find a way.
Oder am Bett.
This subject would probably be useful to me.
So, wieder was.